What?
Dean.
Well, I don't know what Dean said.
he said, he said, hey, is that shirtless up? Talking about my shirt. I said, first and uh, crap, I froze. Oh man, can y'all hear me? Hold on a minute, y'all. Let's see here. So I don't think I got that shirt on here. I guess I need to put it on here, don't I? Let's see if I can put it on here. Let's see. Might take me a few more minutes. Hold on just a second. Uh, I think that's it right there. on a second. Hold on 1 second. Trying to remember how I did this. Let's see. Nope, that didn't work. That's a black screen. I don't guess I'll be able to do it. Oh, hold on just a second. I forgot how I did it on the other ones. There you go. Y'all see it? Hey, busted radios in the house. LP's in the house. LP brought us some peach cobbler. Oh man. Let's see. Bear with me just a second. It's been a little while since I've done all this. Hold on just a second. There we go. Anybody want to come on in? We'll figure something out. Maybe we get one-eyed cat in the house. Bubba's in the house. We got Dean and unfinished projects. Hey, it's past unfinished projects bedtime. First responders in the house. Cheers in the house. Dan's boys in the house. Hey, we got getting a lot of folks in here tonight. Let's see. Well, we did have 10 in the room. Now we got 9. Oh, Lord. Hey, y'all boys going to have to step aside because Auto Salvage is going to win that lift. Just giving y'all heads up. I'm going to hurry and get busted to 5,000 subscribers so I can win that Corvette between now and September. That's right, Sear. Tell him, buddy. Smash that like button. Yeah, I need to live. I need to retire from it. What I need to do, I need to retire. Hold on just a second. I got a message. Thanks, John, for approving it. I approved that message too, buddy. Yeah. Oh man. See that John's one of my mods. See, he looks after me and unfinished projects. He's my partner in crime. He watches my back. Oh yeah, between this freaking rainy season and going to the doctors and freaking weather and everything else, kept me behind on everything. Yeah. Call it something with Bud Light in. I guarantee you probably get 1 million views. Speak of the devil, he pops up. Look at there. One-eyed cat is in the house. Hammer Ranch, Wendy English in the house. Oh yeah, I've been feeling good. There's my Budweiser right there. Yeah, just between the freaking weather, man, the last 2 weeks been too hot or freaking raining for the last 6, 7 days. You talking about that one, John? Sherry, you're gonna be in trouble. You're never gonna get monetized. Don't drink and live. Oh, oh man. Well, I'm probably gonna fire that thunder chicken up one day next week if it ain't raining. If this rain season gets out of the way. I think I live in the rainforest. Now my nose is itching. We got Mohawk in the house. Hey, if y'all ain't subbed to Mohawk, head over there and sub to him. Somebody wants to put his link in there. He's one of the 500 guys. Needs some subs. We gotta get these. We gotta get these 500 lists to 500 quick. I ain't seen Dakota or Hunter today or yesterday. Maybe they'll come in tonight. Usually when you speak of them, they come in. One-eyed cat, where you at? Come on, one-eyed cat. Come on up here, John. We'll get something started. Hey, sure, if you ain't subbed to Mohawk, head over there to Mohawk 62. You put it in your little search bar up there. His channel will pop up, and give him a sub if you don't mind. Them channels that's on the bottom in blue haven't made 500 yet. Sure, if you ain't subscribed to any of them on this little blue thing up underneath me here, just head over there and give them a sub if you don't mind. I appreciate it. Dean's always here. He's somewhere lurking. Yeah, I think we all been there, Sheer. But them Allison transmissions though are pretty heavy. I've changed a few of those out. You're welcome, Mohawk. I don't know, Dean, them Allison transmissions is rough. You really had to eat your Wheaties in the morning to put one of them in. If you don't eat your Wheaties, you messed up. Old man not brought is in the house. There's a man that's been putting some motors together and having them done in a day's time. Old man not brought, buddy. He gets on the ball. Yes, yeah, I agree. I agree right there. First responders over there working on that Durango. It sounds like a top fuel dragster. He's probably pushing about 1,200 horses under that thing. You're gonna have to put some wheelie bars on the back of it. That thing be hitting a lick, boy. Oh, let's see here. Eat the cam up. What did you do wrong, old man? Mopars and Mustangs and minivans is in the house. Look there, I speak of him, and there he is. Sand Mountain Ballistics, aka Hunter, is in the house. See, I'm just that good. I speak of them when they come in. Y'all see that, don't you? Holy cow! Oh man, did you have the valves all the way adjusted all the way down when you crunk it up? Oh, Lee. Yeah, I'm good, Hunter. It's raining so much you can't do nothing. Yeah, that's bad. And I'm fixing to crank one of them flat tappets up. See, I'm gonna do mine a little different than most people. I'm gonna run my valves all the way back to zero, and then I'm gonna run them down enough for it to run, and then I'm gonna break it in that way, and then adjust the valve. I can't believe that. Hey, send me an email on that, Hunter, when you get a chance. Yes, I don't think. See, my cam's actually probably about 15 years old, but it was what's it called? It had never been used in a car, and it came with a lifter, so it's about 15 years old. It's never been used, so I think I might be good. I know there's a lot of them that's having trouble with them. Oh Lord! Oh man, what'd you use to put when you put your cam bearings and rod bearings in with? Yeah, see, I started to go with a roller 302, but when you find them roller 302s that's got the 3-bar GT40 heads on it, these folks think they gold. And I said, forget that. And then I just decided just to build what I had. CRC assembly. I used oh, what's the name of that stuff I used? I'm trying to think. Oh man, I forgot now. That's what happens when you start getting old. You forget stuff. Yeah, that's right. It's nothing serious. I'm just getting old. Oh man, I had it on the tip of my tongue. Let me look it up now. If I don't, I won't go to sleep tonight. I'll think about it all night. Oh, I used Lucas. That's what it was. Just realized Lucas engine lubes what I used. I also run STP and all my all my engines that runs flat tappet cams. I always dump 2 bottles of it in one when I change the oil. Yeah, I've used that Rotella too. Oh man, I've used it and I took it out of it. I guess everybody's different, but uh, yeah, I don't use that Rotella. Even when I was running the diesel, I'd use these Chevron diesel oil. That's the best oil for diesels. Everybody's gonna say no, it ain't, but that's what I used in all my diesels was the Chevron oil. 6% is in the house. See, I know everybody been talking about the oil, about what's in the oil nowadays. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. And it goes along with parts. The reason why you had on some of the old stuff like this freaking Thunderbird, every time I go get a part, I have to order. It's because there's not many of those cars on the road no more. So the parts you have to order. It's the same way with the oil. All the oil they use nowadays is the synthetic oil, and that's what everybody's driving now is this car that takes a synthetic oil. So all the oil companies are basically making and pushing it on everybody. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Oh man. I use Valvoline or Havoline oil in everything. Most time it's Havoline. But after looking at some tests, the Walmart brand oil, you believe it or not, ranks up real higher than most of the name brand oils. Yeah, I was glad to see Hunter making 500, and then 2 days later, Dakota made it. Or was it the next day, I think? Yeah, I don't. I'm not a fan of the synthetic oil because I've used it years ago when it first came out, and Castrol was one of the first companies to come out with a synthetic oil, and we didn't like it, and I took it out and had to flush my motor. It wasn't for me. But like, I don't know who makes it either, oh man, but it ranks up higher than some of the name brand oils. So it's through the test, it's pretty good oil. Yeah, first responder, come on live and tell us about that compressor oil as breaking oil. I want to know. Yeah, we had a Mitsubishi, and that's what it took 0 by 20, and then I think this Escapes is 5W20, I believe, or it might be 020. I'd have to go back and look. See, a lot of I know you can go on here and Google all that stuff about the camshaft and this and that, doing this and that, and but then you see on here on some of the channels is putting these cams in the cars and not having problems with them. So, you know, I wonder what they doing different than anybody else is doing different. Y'all see what I'm saying? I know there's one channel on here. I forget the name. It's a new channel where he's building a old model Ford pickup truck, and then now he's working on a 70 model Mustang, and he has a set of heads for a roller, set up for roller heads, and he's going to put it on a 302 that was made back in the 60s without running the roller rockers and stuff. And I'm like, that's going to be funny. Yeah, I've never had trouble out of a flat tappet cam. But see, when I went to looking to buy one for this Thunderbird, I spent probably about a week and a half deciding which one I wanted. And then when I decided which one I wanted, that's when I went to looking to find that good old stock. And that's when I found the cam and lifter set that ain't never been used. And I think it's about 5 or 6 years old. So I think I'll be all right. Because all the reviews on it was real high. There wasn't no low reviews. All of it was real high. Come on up here, Sand Mountain. Somebody's got to come up here. Yeah. It's on a Ford. You had to. I think you had to tap the valley pan to put a roller camshaft in it on an older model 302. Don, the one-eyed cat.
Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing?
Tired. No, we ended up going to the 4-wheel jamboree today, and it was such a shit show today. It was pathetic.
Really?
Yeah, I won't say it's anybody's fault, but it could have went a lot better. It's like, they run the tough trucks, and then they run the 1 tons, and there was like 45 minutes between runs.
Right.
They'd run this group of trucks, and then the stands would clear out, and they'd fill back in. They'd run another 7, 8 trucks. They'd get half a dozen runs in and everything. And then they're saving the finals for 7 o'clock, and it was like 5:15. It's like, I ain't going to sit here for another 2 hours, and wait for, because the sun was already kicking our ass. We was in the bleachers, but it went over. We was on the end, and the sun had come over to where we didn't have the roof anymore for shade.
Right.
It was like 87 degrees, and I know how it is down there. There would have been a thunderstorm roll through and lightning or something, and they would have shut it down. And it's like, I'm out of here, man.
Yeah, sometimes in some of them events like that, some of them's good, sometimes it ain't worth going to.
It was all right. It would have, if it wasn't so hot, and they'd run the show a little bit better.
Right.
We went a couple years ago, and there was always something happening, But it was just so long in between, the schedule. They had the ride-alongs. They had a monster truck for, they had an 8-seater in the back. It's $10 a seat.
Right.
So every trip they was making $80.
Yeah.
And they was going all day. There was a line out the gate for the riding that monster truck. It's like, you couldn't pay me to stand in that line.
Oh, I bet.
But there was a lot of nice trucks down there. They had the truck show, show and shine and this and that. I got a few videos. I ended up put up a couple shorts already. I put up one down there. It didn't do shit. It was a 41 Willys, and boy, was that thing stacked. That thing was like that tall. It was. I put up a short of it, and it only got like 370 views all day. It's like, wow. And I put one up when I got home. It was a remote control K5 Blazer about this big. I ended up got 1,500 views and 7 subs off of it.
Yeah, I seen that one. You never know. You put something up there you think that's going to bring you 10,000 views, and it won't bring you 200-300, but the ones you think ain't going to do nothing is the ones going to take off.
Yeah. Saying you never know what's going to hit.
Yeah.
Oh, my back scratcher. Can't live without it. I can't reach every place that I itch.
How much you got your car? How much you done to your car?
Not a lot this week. It's been so hot. And then the popcorn showers in the afternoon. It's like, man, I just cover it up, uncover it, cover it back up, you know. But
Yeah,
saying we did get the front end done. That was last week. We got a partition made for behind the back seat, so that'll be cordoned off. We didn't mount it yet because I'm going to save that till we're almost done with the floors. That way, because we're going to have to. I think I'm going to run new wiring for the tail lights and everything because they're just old.
right. Yeah, it's rained here every day.
And we're supposed to get a bunch tomorrow too.
I'm like,
Calling for flash flooding tomorrow.
I'd be glad when it quits for a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't mowed my yard in weeks. We've got just enough rain. It's not a lot of rain. You know, you figure an hour later it's dried back up again.
Right.
But it's still enough to get everything wet and you can't leave nothing out.
Right. Yeah, reading.
I know we're counting down, or what, 71 days? 70, no.
70.
72, 71, something like that.
Like that. 73 yesterday, I think it was.
Yep, it was 73. See, that and Big Mike's Hoopty Barn, he's got his calendar going and it screws me up.
Me too. And I'm watching his videos and I'm thinking, oh man, it's here. It's here.
Yeah, I'm enjoying those videos of his.
Yeah. Big Mike's pretty good at that stuff.
Tell you what, he's turned that hoopty into an art.
Yeah, he has.
Saying when he cut that firewall out of the pickup to put it into hoopty, it's like brilliant.
Yeah, because it's just
it's already mounted. All you got to do is
and roll with it.
That and using that spray foam to mount some of those components.
Right. Yeah, that's some good stuff too because it
I don't know, does that spray foam absorb water?
Not running 100%. Well, I do know it will because I take that back. When I used to put in septic tanks, that's what we used to put around the pipe going in the septic tank. So it repels the sewage and I guess the sewage waste and water to keep it from washing out the pipe. So I'm guessing it would.
I don't know if we can put a man on the moon. They can make spray foam that doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Evidently, they can't build nothing to go down below the ocean unless it blows up.
Wow. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Man,
I had experimental written all over it.
Yeah, I've been watching that and I'm thinking, ain't no way I'm getting those sub and going that deep in the ocean. It looked like a beer can. I'm like, no.
Saying you couldn't pay me to climb inside a tin can like that. And these guys are paying $250,000 to go.
Yeah.
Nope. It's like, go take a video and bring me back. You know, I'll watch it when you get back. Especially as deep as they were going.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Saying I don't even like the 6-foot end of the swimming pool, let alone
I'm telling you.
like if I can't touch the bottom, I'd rather not.
That's it. Arrowhead's in the house.
Hello, Arrowhead.
I ain't gonna get on no plane either.
I don't mind planes. I've been on a couple planes, but if you've ever been in the military and fly on helicopters, then the planes aren't so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Mohawk Titanic 2 and reached me in 0.
Dean's got it right though. It's just the stupidity of the losses over.
Yeah.
And
Tim Windsor's in the house. Yeah, I think some people just they let that money go to their head.
I'll tell you what, it'll buy your way into a coffin if you.
Yeah. I was talking about the one that went down last month.
Yeah, it's probably that now. No, I know Wendy won't fly. She's been telling me that her whole life.
I'm not flying no plane. I know people say, well, you drive a car and it's just as dangerous. Yeah, but when I'm in a car, if I'm driving,
you're in control.
I'm in control.
Yeah. It's all those other idiots you got to worry about out there.
That's right. I will hit a ditch or I'll make a ditch.
Yeah. A lot of these accidents is people quit driving.
Yeah.
They turn into a panic or they freeze or a lot of times if you drive through it, you'll be all right. You know, granted, somebody T-boning you in an intersection, it's not going to do you any good, but
right.
Well, it's like I remember my mom telling me a story of when my Uncle Sonny was teaching her to drive years ago. They were taking a corner too fast.
Right.
And there was a hill on one side, while West Virginia, there's hills everywhere. And rather than roll the car down over the bank, he just cut the wheel so they went straight down over the bank versus along the bank.
Right.
They drove it out of the field out the other end. Still made it home.
Yeah,
didn't kill nobody.
That's what's wrong. A lot of people's their phones. Like Dan said, they can't look up for their phones. Yes, I read that. I've been reading that last 2 weeks, I guess, 3 weeks since it come out. I'm about to get tired of seeing it on the post every day. Every day it's something new about it. People are riding that thing like a horse or something. I guess whatever gets abused, I guess.
Oh no, you can only beat a dead horse so long.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, I guarantee I go over here and press it, and it'd be one of them showing up on a video. It'd be showing up.
Yeah, that's about it too, Mohawk.
Yeah. That's about right there. The cars are a lot safer now than what they used to be.
Yeah,
But
crumple zones have come a long way.
yeah, but I still like the old metal cars.
Dan's got the right idea. Just keep it simple.
Yeah, that's
Only,
right.
only charge about 10 grand.
Right.
So let's go look at some fish.
Yeah. Oh, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, Dean, you need to work on your spelling skills. Still got a
Oh,
shit wit though.
yeah. Sometimes I don't understand people. Gonna spend that kind of money to go down there and look at a freaking ship that's been underwater 100 years. If I want to see it, I get on here and look at the pictures.
Yeah, saying they've already got pictures.
Yeah. Oh man. There's one I almost laughed. I kind of laughed when I seen it. It said that they encountered a sea creature that the biggest creature on earth, and it gobbled the ship up. And I'm thinking, what?
Just think of that sub though when it finally imploded. Because I've seen these videos. You see where they collapse a railroad car
Right, right,
in 55-gallon drums. I can just imagine that thing crushed.
right. You can take a can, heat some water up in a pan, take an aluminum can, stick it in that frying pan, it'll crush it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I like to think it was instant for them.
Yeah. I know I'd hate to have been on that thing. That guy was crazy anyway, having a freaking controller for my game system. That'd be like building a drag car and using plastic rubber tires off of a Matchbox car.
Will they make them that big?
Or use bicycle tires.
Well, we use those up front.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Mohawk, right there. That is very true right there. That is very true right there. Now, when I was growing up, you very seldom, in 6 months' time, you might have heard 2 accidents in 6 months' time. And as soon as they passed that insurance law, it seemed like there was 10 accidents within an hour.
No, I got my Ford Freestyle out here. I'm just waiting for some idiot to want me to wreck them. Get an Audi or a BMW. It's like, I'm not afraid to wreck this one, man. It's a piece of shit already.
Right.
I'll own that car by the time I'm done.
That's right.
But you say that, and when you get into the situation, you react and don't think anyway, and you avoid it and call them an asshole, and everybody's on their way.
That's like last year, we got a guy hit us in the parking lot, and it done about $1,800 worth of damage, since including the back wheel bearing, and his insurance is still won't even pay a penny on it. So when it goes out, when it finally goes out, then we on the hook of fixing it.
These insurance companies, they'll fight it tooth and nail.
Yeah, because they don't want to have to pay no money out. See.
Yep, we'll spend more money in litigation than we'll paying out the policy.
Yep. Yep. It's all a money game.
Yep.
That's all it is. It's all a money game. Yeah, I believe it got a lot to do with the prices of cars has climbed up, because if you go back and look, when you had to have insurance, when they passed the law that you had to have insurance, that's when cars really started going up in price. And that's when they really started having loan bays. See,
well, it's sad because the price of cars are so high nowadays, and they're so quick to total them out.
Yep.
Well, they're made to crumple, and they're saying a lot of them you can't fix nowadays. Back in the day, you just chain your bumper to a tree and straighten it out.
Right.
Hey, Big Mike.
Big Mike's in the house. And we're just speaking of him, and he shows up. Big Mike, we was talking about your hoopty.
Yep. I'll say links at the top of the chat there if you want to come in, Big Mike.
Yeah, come on in.
No, it's all good things, Big Mike. I haven't thought of nothing bad to say about you yet, so you're doing good.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. You're right, first responder. You are right. We can leave here and go back home, and it takes us about 35, 40 minutes. And I guarantee you we'll pass 5 cars
Or
be
more.
all over the road. And most time it's in the left-hand lane. And then another car in the right-hand lane. Both of them be on their cell phones, and they'll both be all over the road. You can't get to blow your horn at them. So instead of paying attention and driving, they're going to risk somebody else's life.
That's
about right.
They're just appliances.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. Rumble strip should be everywhere.
Yeah. All right, Big Mike, I appreciate you coming in. Yeah, that's the reason why they spend all the extra tax dollars for that rumble strips on the highway, so all these people are driving with these phones. When they hit that, they realize that they're going off the road. That's just a waste of taxpayers' money.
Some of them, they ought to just let them run off into the ditch, and then they have all the time in the world to talk on their phone.
Yeah. Big Block's in the house. Come on up here, Big Block. Yeah, John, that's it right there.
Yeah.
I always look behind me when I'm at a red light and watching that rear view mirror. I always leave me enough room in case I had to get over to the right side.
Yep. Got room to get out of the way.
Yep.
I've done that once or twice.
Oh, yeah, I have too.
See somebody coming in hot and it's 2 feet on the brake pedal.
Yep.
Smartphone stupid people. The sad part is half of these people on their phones, they don't know how to drive to begin with.
Right. I don't know, Dean. I like the two-lane highways myself instead of the interstates. You go to interstates, you miss a lot of stuff. You go to two-lane highways, you get to see a lot of stuff.
Yep. Like the back road country Sunday drive.
Yeah. But I don't mind getting on the interstate and running about 85 miles an hour going down the interstate. We'll get you there quicker. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, insurance high. So Big Mike said it was going 80 through Nashville the other day, and people going around them while looking at their phones. It's crazy. Yeah. You running, about 5 miles over the speed limit, and they running 90 to nothing, and when it passes, it's like a blur, just one color.
Yeah, and she only has to go about a mile.
Where's she drive to work?
She took my Ford Freestyle today.
Oh,
we went to the Jamboree and she let us take her minivan. It's not a minivan.
Them Freestyle's pretty safe vehicle.
Yeah, mine's got a transmission code that I can't get rid of. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, she wanted to take it here a week or two ago, but the ignition switch is screwed up on it right now. You can turn the key on, but you gotta bump it under the hood.
Oh man.
I don't know. I forget how long we've had this Freestyle, but it's still running. So then you'll be driving along and it'll go into limp mode. All you do is kick it into neutral, shut it off for a couple seconds, and fire it right back up.
Ain't that what we had, the Freestyle? Ain't that what we had, the transmission messing up on it? That Freestyle thing. Wasn't that a Freestyle? Yeah, I think it was. Ours did. The transmission done the same thing. Be going down the road and it just quit pulling. You had to set it off, crank it back up, and go again.
Yeah, you got to shut off the radio and everything so you can hear the motor turning over.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it first started acting up, we'd pull over and put it in park and start it and everything, get going. Until I realized, hey, I'll just kick it neutral. You don't have to stop.
Yeah, that's what I did. And then I had my scanner. Then I had my scanner hooked up to the port when I went somewhere. So when it done it, I just reset the check engine light and then crank it back up and go again.
So it's weird. The check engine light doesn't even come on most of the time.
Or stayed on.
Well, it's got a code comes up on the dash that says all-wheel drive malfunction ever since we've had it.
Yep.
It's got a bad module or something. It runs good when it saying it hadn't acted up for a month, and then a couple days ago it did it twice in one day. It's like,
Yeah, ours did the same thing, and man, this thing didn't have but like 70,000 miles on it. One owner, and it was nice.
I mean, the body's in nice shape, but it runs good.
Yeah, I told my wife. One or two things was gonna happen to it. Either I was gonna mash it, or she could get rid of it, and she put it on the marketplace, and a guy come from Georgia to pick it up.
It's just it. It's paid for, and I'm afraid to buy anything nowadays.
Yeah, because you don't know what you get now.
Yep. Saying everything's made to rot out nowadays.
And they're having so much trouble out of transmissions, it's unreal. I know I ain't buying those daggone Chevrolet truck from 014 to 20. Boy, they're having trouble out of transmissions right and left out of them.
I didn't do nothing to it, first responder. Saying it had always had that on the dash, or the code thingy on where the speedometer is.
Right.
It's always come up all-wheel drive malfunction, but it never acted up for like the first year or two.
Right.
Wendy comes home one day, it's like the car's screwed. Like, what did it do? And she tried explaining it to me. It's like, I'm going to have to let it happen to me before, because what she was saying happened. It was hard to understand what she was trying to explain.
Right.
And as soon as it happens, like, oh, that's what she's talking about. Like, oh, that's what limp mode is.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy how they can build stuff like that and stick it out there and sell it to people knowing that it's going to be a problem. It's crazy.
Saying if it still gets me 5 or a couple more years out of it, I'll be happy. I'm looking for somebody to give me a reason to put them in a ditch.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to wreck that one.
Right.
Just make. That's why I wear a seatbelt.
That's right.
I'm more worried about that airbag breaking my face.
Yeah.
Limp mode. Put a blue pill in the fuel tank.
Oh man.
Wendy, I'm more worried about it going into limp mode in town than I am on the highway. If you're in town, you're stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
If you're on the highway, you got a berm to pull off to.
Yeah.
It would be good for at least 3 hours.
Oh yeah. That's something like the Nissans, man. They had problems with the transmissions since 2012, I think, 13. We bought that little Nissan Versa or something like that, and then they had having a lot of trouble out of them. But we bought it at auction, and it was low miles, and we sold it. And the lady's still driving it. That's been 3 years, and she's still driving it.
There's just so many electronics in them nowadays. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and they had good transmissions, in the 70s and 60s and some of the 80s, but they wind up messing up and, like you said, putting all that electronic crap in it. They went backwards on the transmission instead of forward.
Yeah, I'm not good at electronics, so that's my downfall. That's why I like my Valiants. It's either not getting gas or not getting spark.
Right. I like it simple.
Yeah,
I like simple things.
I just
Simple.
carry it. I carry an extra everything, an extra set of points, an extra condenser, an extra ballast resistor.
Right. Yeah, every time all my Mustangs, Fairlane stuff, I always kept extra set of points in the dash, extra coil in the trunk, an extra belt, just in
Yep.
case.
Extra belt. And that's pretty much all you need.
Yeah,
Short of blowing it up.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's if it could take Ford, Chevrolet, and Dodge and really sit down at the table, they could probably make a good car if they'd sit down at the table and do it. All three of them probably could make a good car. Yeah, it's like something simple, easy to fix, and go on instead of. And the prices on this stuff getting high now.
And these cars nowadays, none of them has any appeal. They don't have any body lines to them. They don't
Nothing.
like John was saying. They're all appliances nowadays.
Yep. There's no class in them. The class is gone out of it. It just ain't like they used to make them.
That and they're 90% plastic nowadays.
Yeah, that's it.
What he's saying, she wouldn't sell the Ford to anyone. It's a nice little car. I can fit a bunch of junk in the back of that thing. Had quite a few deer in that car already. Well, it's got the fold down rear seat, so I can, I got a 6-foot bed back there, and everything stays dry.
Right. She's right here, a junk car. I mean, you can get $1,000 out of a junk car. Somebody pull up one and buy it for $1,000 right here. You can't buy no junk right here. Yeah, that's right. First responder.
That and they're running loans so long nowadays, the car's in the junkyard by the time it's paid off.
Yep. I think it's 10 years now on an auto loan. I think.
Not me. Two things we don't do anymore is credit cards and car payments. We haven't done that for years.
Yeah, Dan, it's the 05, 06, 07, 08 Mustangs is basically a Fox body. It's just a newer body style. And they are easy to work on. But the only problem is you put a timing chain in it, you got to take that motor out because it's got a timing chain in the back. Huh. I didn't know that. Yeah, I've done that a few times too, Dan. Oh yeah, them Cadillac inverters under Ford. I got two of them out here. Going to come out in that Thunderbird. That's $500. I'm gonna cash them in to pay for my exhaust on
There you go.
it.
What gets me is all these people stealing catalytic converters. It's like, how do you cash in that many without them thinking something's wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the junkyards ought to be
Let's see.
making a ton of money now.
Before anybody knew what a Cadillac inverter was worth, I was going around to these salvage yards and I was paying $10 to $15 a piece for them. Back then, I was getting almost double that. And it paid for my time of cutting them off, loading them, and then taking them off. Then, over the years, people started realizing they was worth a lot of money. And then, especially around here, people was learning they was worth a lot of money. Then they try to come in and undercut you. And then, I had two places that signed the contract with me, and they couldn't sell them to nobody else but me. And it was really good money in it, but they worth more now than they did back then. Shoot, there ain't no way I'll crawl up underneath the car now and cut a freaking converter off. Yeah. I always like to find somebody that wanted money, and I'd pay them $100 a day, then go out there and cut all the converters they wanted to cut.
Oh, that's you causing all this.
Yeah. But no, I did mine legal. I had mine legal through salvage yards, a bunch of junk yards, and then and see that I'll tell you something else is a good money maker too. Is these old game systems like the old PlayStations and stuff like that. Stick them on eBay. They got the same stuff in them. Somebody's buying them up like hotcakes.
Say that it's Wendy's deal. We got, I think, about every game console they ever made up in the attic. PlayStations, this, that, and everything. Different games.
Right. Yeah. Ain't no way I'd walk in a parking lot and cut somebody's freaking converter off. That's stupid.
A lot of these trucks nowadays, they've got them so high off the ground, you don't even need to jack them up. I mean, that and a cordless sawzall, and you're in and out in about a minute.
Yeah, it don't see now they got these saws now where I used to come with a sawzall. Now they got a saw that'll cut that pipe in about 2 seconds. And that saw is pretty expensive. The last yard that I cut converters out of was probably 5 years ago out of my cousin's junkyard. And me and my wife went down there and it was freaking 95 degrees outside, and both of us like they had a heat stroke. And I thought, then I said, I'm done with this. I know somebody else want to do it, they can come out here and cut them. Yeah, see the Ford converters has got a lot more what do you call that? Platinum. Yeah, platinum. Got a lot more platinum in them than any other manufacturer. And see, that's what they after is the platinum. It's actually worth almost as much as gold's worth, and that's what they after. Yeah, like Van Life said, the gold and computer chips and the cats. Yep. I was trying to remember that saw they use now. And I can't remember. And I used to do so much business with a guy in North Alabama, and he retired probably about 6, 7 years ago. And man, I used to haul up there to him every day. I'm talking about truckloads of them. And then he got in touch with the guy from the place that he sends them that breaks them down, and they brought me a big old metal garbage compartment out there. And when I cut them off at the house, I chunk them in there, and then he'd come all the way down from Kentucky, and then he would count them and pay me for them. I didn't have to leave the house then. That's just like buying a junk car. You gotta have whoever you're buying your car from. You gotta have their driver's license number and their name, their address. And you better write that stuff down now.
They want all that information.
Yep. Maybe it makes sense because if which when it come out, that law passed here. It's been years ago. I kind of realized and then thought about it. That's pretty good law because so if you do buy one that comes back bad, it's not going to fall on you. It's going to fall off the one that sold it to you.
Yep.
It actually protects the one that's buying it.
So even these scrap yards nowadays, you can't even take in a bag of cans without having your insurance or your driver's license registration.
Yep. Well, here's a local scrap yard here. You got to have a license to be able for them to buy your junk cars from you. You got to have a license or a business license to be able to haul a car across the scale. We went through one, it's been years ago now. It's probably been about 8 years ago, where the next county over or town over there was giving people crap about cars in the yard and giving them 2 weeks to get rid of the cars. And we got a call. One lady called us, said she had like 2 or 3 of them in their yard that she wanted us to come get them. And we went over there. I looked at the cars, and 2 of them had titles. One of them didn't. I said, well, I can't do nothing with the one that ain't got no title. And then she went and told me about the story about the city getting on to us. So we hauled the other 2. And then my wife called the city and find out, the deal was. And the city says, yeah, we can print you out something. And that's how we was able to get by. Because the city gave them so many days to get that out of the yard. Yeah, it's a headache.
So if you scrap cars around here, you got to have there can't be any refrigerant in it. All the fluids have to be drained. The gas tanks have to be out of them.
Yep. There's no fluids in them. You got to drain all your fluids and everything. We used to drain our oil and put them in a drum by itself, the antifreeze by itself, and the gas by itself. We had a company come by and they buy our oil and antifreeze and transmission fluid, but they had to be separated.
Yeah,
And that's how we did it.
that's common sense anyway.
Yep. It was just extra money in your pocket.
Yeah.
We'd always call that our lunch money because they'd pay for our lunch all week, and then by the time they come back the next Friday, we'd have another load of lunch money.
So
Yes.
even used oil nowadays, there's a market for that.
If you go to pull apart, I don't know if y'all got pull aparts up there.
Yeah, we got a couple down the road, but it's a day trip if we got we're going that far.
Yeah, if you go in there, they sell used motor oil and used transmission fluid in gallon jugs. I'm like, ain't no way I'm putting that stuff in my car.
Right. Now, if I was the one that pulled it out, maybe.
Yeah. I'm not putting it in there. That reminds me, I got to change the oil in the escapo out there. I guess they still got the braking oil when they put the motor in.
That reminds me, I got to order her brakes. She needs brakes on her van for inspection.
Oh, we just had to put some on the back of this Escape yesterday. No, what yesterday was Wednesday. It was metal to metal.
She's still got a little bit of life. I pulled the wheels off here a couple weeks ago, and they looked like they still had decent pad to me. But she had her tires rotated here a week or so ago, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're going to need pads by inspection." It's like I don't know if they're just trying to sell pads or.
Right. If it's about a quarter left, go ahead and change them.
Yeah.
But if it's a half on the pad, you're good to go on the inspection. I
We'll
think
probably end up changing them out anyway, just to make her happy.
I think.
We got Sykeston coming up, so.
Oh yeah.
I like to keep her van up because hopefully we'll drive that thing another 15 years.
Yeah, I think a lot of them inspections, all it is money racking. Is all it is. I think it's just wanting people to spend money.
Around here, it's the emissions.
Yeah.
That emission sticker, and all they do is check to see if your gas cap vent works.
Right. Yeah, you might be able to make some pads on top of them with some JB Weld.
I had to do that. I had to get a thing of JB Weld, and when I pull these pads off, make it look like I'm just going to add to them and put new pads on it, but call it JB Welded.
Yeah, make a video of it, and make it at least 10 minutes long, and I guarantee you're gonna get 1 million views. I guarantee it. So me doing something like that, I couldn't do nothing like that because I'd be laughing so hard while I'm trying to make the video. I couldn't never make it. That's my problem.
You have to get it spread on there real even.
Yeah. Oh. You have to send the JB Zilla shop. Should take a day or so by FedEx.
Well, that's enough time to dry. Yeah, she got a good deal on that van. You look underneath, it still looks brand new. There ain't liquor rust on that van.
What kind of van is it?
It's Chrysler Town and Country.
Oh yeah, them are good ones. Got that 3.3 in it?
3.6.
3.6.
It'll get up and go, but if you want to pass somebody on the highway, it'll get you there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm used to this Ford Freestyle with that. I don't even know what size motor's in that thing. And then we'll go somewhere in the van, and every time I'm pulling off from a stop sign and I'm squealing the tires because I'm used to not having any power in this.
Yeah.
She's always looking at me funny because I'm beating up her van.
Yeah, Mohawk says use a micrometer to make sure you can get it right to thickness. Oh man. Man, oh man, oh man. I'll be right back, Don.
All right.
Hijack the live.
All right. Wonder how much JB Weld I need to do a set of pads for a video. Suppose I can cut grooves in them with a cutoff wheel so they'd adhere. All right, 4 tubes. Wendy, I'm going to need some JB Weld. I bet you in 2 days it'll be on the counter here.
Oh. Yeah, them pads gonna set you back about $30. Depends on if it's on the front or the back. The ones on the front is higher than the back.
Yeah, actually, I was going to put them front and back. Rotors are still like new. They're like glass, so
yeah,
not quite like glass, but they're still in great shape. Which I've seen people run.
Oh, yeah, me too, John. Oh.
Wendy's saying use spray foam. No, I think I'm going to go with the JB Weld.
Yeah.
I was saying when you's gone, I'll cut grooves in the old pad. That way it sticks. Do it proper.
Van Life says you got to turn the rotors. I got the lifetime warranty pads. I didn't even turn the rotors on the back of this thing. So when it eats up, then I'll change the rotors.
Flex Seal.
Yeah, some Flex Seal. Oh no, not the Flex Seal. We gotta get some of that boat. What's that boat stuff? Oh man, the boat sealer.
Flex Seal.
Oh, they say, yeah, there you go.
I knew there was a can sitting around here somewhere.
Van Life.
Lars.
Here they charge you $20 a rotor to turn them. There's LPs in the house.
So I think Lars is starting a new fad with these goggles.
Yeah, I laughed my butt off the other night when I seen that.
I'll say Wendy was on the live where Buck was the other day or last week, and Buck was saying about he liked them goggles that Lars had and wish he'd find a pair. And Wendy ordered him a pair, I think, that night.
Wow. Where you live at, Van Life? Down here in the South, but they charge you for everything. Then I went and brought me 8 small clamps, right? I needed 8 small clamps. And I spent $16 freaking on 8 small gas clamps. I like to fell out.
See, John's got it figured out. I got the project. Reno.
Reno, Nevada.
And I thought 87 degrees was warm here today. I can imagine in Reno.
Ooh. I don't know how hot to go here today. I didn't even go outside. Yeah, I do use O'Reilly's. I got a commercial account with O'Reilly's.
Yeah, we got one here too. They're all worldwide, I think.
Oh, and this our local O'Reilly's, since we moved, they don't like me too well. And we could have LP putting the head gasket stuff on the head boats. The anti-seize there, they would go to anti-seize on the head boats. Wow. I'm going to have to go in and find out about that because I'm going to tell them, look, now they turn them free out there. I've been buying now O'Reilly's for 10, 15, 20 years. I'm going to say, now y'all going to start turning mine for free? Yeah, and I don't like their brake pads. That's the problem. Napa to me's got the best brake pads, and Advanced Auto Parts has got the best brake pads.
And around here, they don't do nothing for free anywhere.
No, not down here either. And down here, if you get your car towed in 5 miles from where your car's at to your house, and that's $500 for 5 miles. Oh man. I know some engine that calls for Loctite. Some of them tell you got to change head bolts too. Yeah, that's about right there. I don't pay nothing down here. Absolutely nothing. And then you get these people that bring stuff to work on, and then you tell them how much it is, and then they're about to have a stroke, but they take it down the road, they're gonna spend $200 or $300 more. Then they're gonna fuss about you charging them $100.
That or they have a buddy that'll do it for $40.
Yeah,
But that's about all they get's $40 worth.
right. Yeah, I use that ultra black first responder gasket maker, not the silicone, but the gasket maker. Yeah, down here, man, there ain't nothing here since all the cotton mills is left and closed up. There ain't nothing here. If you want a good paying job, you got to travel around, be gone 6 months out of the year to even make anything.
That's the way it is here. All the good money's on the road.
Yeah.
But I'm getting too old not to be home every night.
Me too. I'm not in about that.
I remember when I was younger, I used to love working on the road. You know, it was backbreak work, but you work 7 days a week. He's getting 80 hours a week and per diem, and he's out of town and can hoop and holler every night.
Right.
It's like this Marcellus shale here that all this natural gas they're drilling for now. We was on the crew that discovered all that back in the 80s.
Oh.
We was the ones that actually took the underground pictures.
I was working on with the cable company when the DSL first came out, and we'd run the line from pole to pole. And let me tell you, that's a rough job because you got to go through these bushes and cut these bushes down to get that cable in. And these bushes ain't been cut in 100 years.
Yeah.
And down here, there was a lot of rattlesnakes in them bushes. So you learn to walk very quickly. If you heard something move, you just get a little bit faster.
Actually, my real dad was a lineman. He used to climb telephone poles. But that's back whenever,
That was back in...
That's back when TV cable first come out. This was back in the late 60s, early 70s.
Yep. That was back in 95. My daughter was just a baby. Man, I made some good money too, buddy, I'm here to tell you, because, man, when that DSL first came out, people was buying it, get on the internet.
Yep.
Man, well, I made a killing at it. And then I started putting satellites in for internet and for the cable for TVs. And then I fell off a house putting a satellite in trying to find a signal. I told my brother, I said, well, it's time for me to find something else now.
Something closer to the ground.
Yeah. I didn't mount the telephone poles, but I had been around a few that has put them in there.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got some of these telephone poles, they've been dug into 100 times.
Yeah.
If you want to get a splinter, just about anywhere in your body.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if you can still get climbing spikes nowadays.
Oh, yeah. They still use them like the electric companies, like the power companies. they still had to use them to climb the poles. You know, if you notice, a lot of telephone poles don't have the steps on them no more. That's because the idiots are going up the steps and stealing copper off the line.
Mm-hmm.
So they've done away with it. So they have to use them spikes to climb that thing.
I know they make them for climbing trees, but saying lineman spikes and a tree spikes are two different sets of spikes.
Yeah.
Well, tree spikes are like twice as long because they got to go through the bark.
Yeah. I enjoyed the cable company. If it wasn't me having my
Let me post something for us in there.
having my daughter 24/7, I'd probably still doing it.
She found them in a yard sale and they would give it to her. I already have it typed. I just got to send it. Okay.
He said he's an hour from me. I told him I had about 20 minutes to that. That's where I bought my wheels and stuff. A lot of my parts was over there, not too far from a first responder. We took off, went over there, and spent a half a day over there going to 3 different places to pick up parts. Man, it was cheaper to drive to freaking Georgia than it was to drive an hour and a half to Birmingham to get the same parts. Come on, first responder. You're welcome, buddy. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why YouTube does that.
Idiots must be a derogatory statement or something nowadays.
Pretty much. It's crazy. If that's the case, they'll probably ban me from YouTube because I say idiot on here all the time. Come on, Dean, you need a vacation. Fly over here to Alabama. Yeah, I started getting my CDL license and go drive a truck, and I said, "Nah, it ain't for me. I'm not gonna drive no truck."
Not with all these idiots on the road. Like, just imagine trying to back up a 53-footer in Philadelphia or some shit. I don't think so.
Yeah, John, they lefties. Oh.
I can see that, John.
Yeah, first responder don't live too far. My dad actually might have some offspring running around over there because he lived over there when he was younger, close to where first responder lives. I might have some brothers over there.
Hello, Landon.
Cousin Mike is in the house. You know you famous is when you get Cousin Mike to come in the house. Hey, these idiots around here. Yeah, yeah, John. I agree. I agree.
Back to cable TV. Well, it's saying about my dad being a lineman because he actually worked for my uncle, and he actually brought cable into our town here back in the '60s. So he
Oh.
ended up. That's back when cable turned into money.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
how everybody has a rich uncle. He's
yeah,
mine.
yeah.
But here a couple years back, my daughter was at a yard sale, and her daughter found a deck of playing cards that has babies on them. You know, because she's a natural born mother. You know how some little girls are. And it turns out it's from, where's it at?
Well, holy cow.
It's from my uncle's cable company back in the '60s.
Holy cow.
Yep.
Golly.
Look at the phone number. It only has 5 digits.
5 digits. I remember them when you dialed a phone number like that.
Yep.
Had the party line. You remember the party line?
Yep.
You had to pick up the phone. You heard other people talking.
Yep. If it rang once, it was for you. If it was twice, it was for the neighbor.
Yep.
Then you always give them time to answer, and then you
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that lady ended up giving them to my granddaughter because she was fascinated by them.
Ah.
But it turned out it was from my uncle's first cable company back in the '60s. So what are the odds on that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's a small world. It truly is.
Yeah, I got a brother that lives in Delaware, and he just retired from the cable company up there in Delaware. I see him about once every 10, 15 years.
Yeah, well, back in the day, cable it used to be run by antenna.
Yeah.
You know, everybody'd run a cable to the highest part of the mountain, you know.
Yeah.
Then saying when they converted over to cable had to be run to every house, and you had the supply lines and this and that. And I remember growing up, my dad had a 16-foot stake body truck, and when they was doing changeover on cable, he'd have this truck full of cable.
Oh yeah, and every tool that make his job easier was in the back of that truck.
Well, that's back in the day. You could burn shit like that, and he'd take it out in the field and light this whole truckload on fire. It might as well have been a pile of tires.
Oh yeah. Dude, these idiots down here, man, they'll go in these little electric substations and try to get the copper out of these electrical substations. I'm like, are these people crazy?
Yep. I miss MTV. I remember listen or a new song come out and you'd have to sit for 3 hours so the video come back up again.
Yeah. Man, that's back when they had TV shows then.
Yeah.
They don't have TV shows now.
Cartoons on Saturday. I remember that was one of our big things was waking up Saturday mornings for cartoons.
Yeah.
Nowadays they got a channel dedicated to cartoons. And half the cartoons on nowadays you can't even classify as cartoons.
Right. John, your daddy's from West Virginia. Don, y'all originally from Virginia, West Virginia, ain't you?
On my mom's side.
I got a lot of cousins that live there.
So my dad's originally from town here. There's a little town up the road here, English Center. It was named after his family way back in the day. For whatever reason, I don't know, but
Holy cow.
we all hillbillies in here. In West Virginia, most of those guys still got that backwoods going on.
Well, I got some cousins that still live in Virginia too. Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee.
Well, saying if you live in the valley and the mountains go like this.
Yeah. Oh.
Remember a few years back when we went down for a reunion, they was having a mud bog. If you drove, it took like an hour to get around there to where they was having it. But if you took four-wheelers, it took you about 12 minutes.
Yeah.
You had to drive up a creek to get there. And
Yeah.
Copenhagen. I don't know. Copenhagen was all over. Wendy's grandmother used to carry a can in her shirt pocket till the day she died.
What, snuff?
Kopi. Yep.
Ugh.
I'm not sure how old she was, but she died an old lady and she chewed Kopi most of her life. It's like that lady's got balls. Lake Shawnee.
Lake Shawnee. I'm trying to remember.
Tell you what, West Virginia, there's electric fence about every place you go.
Yeah, but you know, it's pretty out there. Just nothing like any other states.
Oh,
like,
in the autumn when the leaves are changing over.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful out there.
Yep.
That's like Virginia. Virginia's the same way. You get outside of town, man, it's pretty up there.
Curious where Lake Shawnee is that John's talking about.
Big Block City, big back. He thinks the grill is hot. Is he cooking us a ribeye?
I hope so.
I'm hungry. Oh, Lord.
Man, there's about 30 Lake Shawnees.
Yeah, that's a common name right there. I think they use it for everything. Like Main Street. Every town in America has got a Main Street.
Right. Make sure the mud bog tracks in. Now this was near Gasway, West Virginia. It's right in the center of the state.
Oh,
Saying they make mud bogs about everywhere down there.
Big Block's having Polish sausage, and the other guys are making tacos. It's their last night. That means Big Block's gonna be off for 4 nights. Maybe maybe I can get Big Block in here tomorrow night.
Maybe.
I ain't made a video in what, a month?
Yeah.
It got hot, and then I freaking wound up catching COVID again. And I was sick in the bed for almost 2 weeks, and then the freaking rain come. Oh, Big Block's motherboard's back. Yeah, I was stripping mine down last week to change it over, but it's still sitting here. I'm on it. I gotta dig through my hard drives and get my good hard drive out and load my Ubuntu on it. And this hard drive here, I mean, I get, how many videos. Y'all keep y'all's videos, or do y'all delete them?
On my phone, I usually delete whatever I try and save the space on my phone. I figure if I want to watch a video, I'll go to YouTube and watch it.
Yeah, I got a copy of every video that we put on YouTube is on my computer.
Well, I do everything off my iPhone, so.
Yeah.
Once I post it to YouTube, I might add music once in a while to it.
Right.
But other than that, I do all my editing on my phone. That, and I went in the other day, and it was like I had so many videos in there that was stupid and I didn't need and didn't use, or I was done with them, and
right.
My iCloud was full, so I had to upgrade that a little bit just for more. So I wish I got some video on my old phone. I'm gonna check that and see if. It was saying about iCloud being full back when I had my old phone. I wonder if it's with that update, if I could get some of those videos.
Right.
Because some of those videos I'd like to have. I remember one time we went out to the bar over here, and a friend of Wendy's had one of those personal tasers. They're not they're not real menacing, but I bet on a full charge they tingle pretty good. But I was letting her zap me with that. That was like, that ain't nothing,
Oh.
Ended up and give me a couple mosquito bites in the morning, but tingled once or twice, but she hit me probably half a dozen times. The batteries were probably going down on it anyway, so things you do when you're drinking.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the videos that I can't bring up on my phone because it's on the cloud.
Oh yeah. Yeah, July 4th ain't one of my favorite times. 5th either. And then the 20th was my daughter's birthday, so it's like boom, boom, is a double whammy in July.
Right. And my uncle ended up, he had his, it's now midnight. Well, his birthday was Friday. yesterday. Well, he's 86 years old now. I figured I better give him a call on his birthday. I don't know how many more he's going to have.
Oh yeah.
We ended up, he's the one I bought the Valiant off of. So he's he likes me giving him updates on working on the car.
Oh, I bet he enjoys that. I
Yeah.
guarantee he does.
Yeah, actually, his birthday is. I bought the car on his birthday back in 2014, so I've had that car for 9 years now.
Golly.
Yep. Remember, we went and transferred the title in a Model A.
Really?
Yep. Model A
Yeah.
or Model T, I'm not sure, but
That'd be pretty cool.
it was only a couple miles down the road, but it felt like Mr. Douglas in Green Acres.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I drove one of the first Buicks. I guess it was a Buick. I think it was. There was a stick in front of it that had 4 wheels on it. And you steer it with that stick. And that's how you steered the car. It
Yep.
was old. It didn't
Yep.
go no faster than the lawnmower.
Yeah, my uncle had one of those too.
I thought it was pretty cool when I drove it.
Actually, he put a chain drive on it and hooked batteries up to it. It didn't go, I mean, there wasn't no power, but since, it had the wagon wheels on it and everything, the wood spoke wagon wheels.
Right.
It was like a buckboard. But for steering, it was just a stick. You had to.
Yeah.
He used to come up with these ideas and just go with it. So one time I drove it down to the end of the road and come back. It only do about 2-3 miles an hour, but
Yeah. Yeah.
just a chain drive, a bicycle chain and sprocket on the.
We took one time, me and my brother, we went and bought us 2 of these little plastic rafts and took a piece of plywood and we took some rope and roped that plywood on these 2 water rafts. Then we went to the pawn shop and bought one of them trolling motors for a bigger boat. We mounted that thing on that plywood and we was going to determine we was going to make us a boat. We was about 12, 13, 14 years old. We put that thing on that watercraft and we got out there in that water and we was having a ball with that thing. And the game warden came by.
Did he ask me what you boys were doing?
Yeah, he made us take it apart. We was mad as a hornet. It's wonder we didn't get in trouble. But we was having a ball with it. Oh, we was having a ball.
That's back when everybody made janky stuff like that, though.
Yeah. Me and a buddy of mine, we used to go fishing all the time. We both had motorcycles and we took off on one day going fishing. So we grabbed a fishing rod and took off on motorcycles. And where you go fishing, we went fishing, you had to go down this dirt road, if you call it a dirt road, like a pigtail. We thought, well, this is a perfect place that we go fishing because the game warden ain't coming. We didn't have no fishing license. We was out there fishing, and we wasn't paying attention what was coming up behind us. And about that time, I turned around and I seen the green truck coming. And I knew we was in trouble. I turned around and looked at my buddy. I said, there's the game warden. It took us about 2 seconds to get rid of the fishing rods. Yeah, I lost my best fishing rod. After he left, we dove in that water trying to find our fishing rods. We never found them.
He probably knew what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
He knew you lost equipment, so
Yeah, I was at about a house on the river. It's been about 18 years ago now. And I went out my back door and there's the river. I went out and grabbed my fishing rod. I went out there and me and my brother was fishing. And we just reeling them in. Game warden pulls up and says, "Y'all, I need to see y'all fishing license." I said, I started laughing. I said, "We don't have fishing license." He said, "I need to see your regular driver's license." I said, "No." I said, "I'm standing on my property." I said, "I don't have to have fishing license." And he said, "Do you live there?" I said, "Yeah, this is my place." He said, "Y'all have a good day."
Yeah. Got away with that one.
Yeah. Oh, it was funny. Man, I caught the biggest catfish. I believe I woke the whole town up. I had to pull it out of the boat launch with my truck. That jugger was huge. That was funny. Oh, Don done got a message. He's in trouble.
No, I've plugged in my old phone. I want to find a picture of this buckboard. I've got about 7 years of pictures on this old phone.
Oh man.
A lot of memories flipping through these pictures.
Oh yeah, definitely. First responders still in the house. Oh, he's still here. Yep.
That's one he put a chain drive on.
Wow.
And 2 12-volt batteries.
Well, that Buick looked almost just like that, but the steering was in the front. You sit in the front, and the steering was in the front. Weird. It came up like this, and then like this right here, and the stick was probably about 2.5 foot long. First responder, go ahead and get up there and crank that. Let us hear that Durango running.
I heard that running the other day. That sounds pretty tight.
Yeah, that thing gonna be fast.
And I never did like Durangos. My sister used to have a couple of them, and back when they first come out and you see commercials for them on TV, it's like, hey, I like that,
Yeah.
Until you got to work on them.
Yep. I bought one of the trucks like that, had that motor in it, and I didn't keep it long enough to even enjoy it. After I put the timing chain on it took me about 3 weeks to put the timing chain on it, and I sent it down the road. I said, don't bring it back.
I remember I had to fix the water pump in that one time out at the hospital. The bearings completely went out of the water pump. Had to do it right there in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
Which wasn't bad. It was easy enough, which nowadays would make a great video.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I used to run a camping place, and we grind corn and grits. And I was over the whole place. I wished I had some pictures and videos of all that. That was pretty cool to learn how to do.
No.
It was a lot of work, but it was fun. I didn't even look at it as a job. I looked at it as entertainment every day. That I'd find something to do. Get on a lawnmower, cut grass or something. I'd find something to do. It was fun. Amish convertible.
Yep.
Oh, you know you can take that phone, Don, and plug it up to your computer and save all them pictures off of
I'll let Wendy figure that out.
it. Oh, oh man. Yeah, I wish I had a bunch of videos, stuff, and pictures I had of all the cars I've had, my junkyard, and all that. You'd flip out. And it was that's
I
some
know we
fun
got
time.
you know those old disposable cameras from years past?
Yep.
I think we got like 15 or 20 of them up here in the cupboard. And I just imagine what it'd cost to get that film developed nowadays.
A good bit. A good bit.
But having a clue what's on them cameras
You're probably looking about $10 a row now.
or more.
Yeah, or more. Yeah.
I don't even know if CVS still does that.
Walmart does.
Do
And
they?
they can and they can turn around and put them over on disc for you. Yep.
Go away. Cat missed me today. Again.
Yeah, first responder. Sometimes it's best to clean them out. Especially on the transmission lines. The cat.
Oh.
What'd y'all name that cat?
See, Wendy's good. We was talking about those disposable cameras, and she's like, "They're on your right, Don." They are. They're over here on the. There's a dry sink over here.
Yep. Yeah, if you don't hear it, get them developed, then some of the film won't be any good on them.
I know. Like this one here, that'll probably be iffy.
Yeah.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in this bag.
What's the name of your cat there?
Bug.
We're gonna rename it Don the Cat. He's wanting to take over the camera.
She needs a good brush. She's getting hair everywhere. Literally, I got to sweep the counter here in front of the laptop.
Yeah, my wife and grandbabies wouldn't allergic to cat. I'd get a cat. But we can't have no cat or a dog because they're allergic to them.
My granddaughter's allergic to her, but they don't come over much.
Yeah. Yeah, Mohawk, they obsolete now. It goes on a floppy drive now. If you mess with computers, you got to have a bunch of these floppy drives, and I got about probably 10 of them.
Flash drives.
Yeah, I gotta get one of my laptops working. So when I come to No Name Nationals, I can download all my videos off my cameras straight to the laptop. That way I can keep my cameras rolling. Cause I'm gonna bring my tripod and I'm gonna set up and get some footage.
Yeah. Saying, don't forget your remote. These
Yeah.
things are nice. You don't have to step over to the camera every time.
Let's say we film with this, but we got a camera, but it takes freaking it eats the batteries up. Man, it goes through batteries, especially when you're recording with it, man, it eats the batteries up. I guess I'm gonna break down and buy some rechargeable batteries for it.
Dean's got it. Flash.
Yeah.
The old Flash Gordon TV series.
Yeah. I do family genealogy, and I've got my DNA on a couple of sites. And I was looking on one of them the other night. And it said I was 13 degrees from one of the presidents of New Zealand. I thought about Dean when I seen it. I was like, holy cow.
Ming the Merciless. Yeah, I'd like to find her a good home.
Now, if you was to get rid of that cat, you would cry. You wouldn't be able to get online and get on a live without that cat.
Sure, I would.
You would say, "Where is my cat?"
Just read John's comment. Yep.
Oh man.
That's
oh
right.
man. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man.
Yeah, I ended up naming her Bug. If you look at her face, she's got a black spot right on her nose. Looks like she's got a bug in her nose. The ironic part was I've never said yes to any animal we've had, but like, Don, can we get a dog? No. Dog shows up, years ago. Even this cat, I don't want no more animals, saying they're her cats. I might put water in the dish or this or that, but I don't do litter boxes. They're not my cats. I never said yes.
Oh.
He's over here wanting to climb in the cupboard.
Oh Lord.
That's why.
Yeah, I like cats. I like grandbabies, and wives allergic to them. So, and I don't mind having a dog as long as it's outside. I don't like having a dog on the inside, unless it's a Boston Terrier or something like that, a small dog.
Yeah, last dog we had was a Springer Spaniel.
But with the grandbabies allergic to them, then that's one reason why we don't.
Yeah, we had a Dalmatian years ago that my son was allergic to. We had to get rid of her, but we found a good home for her.
We're doing good, Justin. Yeah, I've owned a bunch of little Boston Terriers, man. They good little dogs.
I just don't have time for a dog anymore.
No,
I don't care for cats either, but saying you can give them food, water, and a fresh litter box, and you're good for a couple days if you have to.
yeah, and if we decide we want to go somewhere, we ain't got to worry about finding somebody to watch the dogs or take them somewhere.
Put them in a kennel or
Yeah,
yeah.
and it costs now to put a dog in a kennel.
It even cost back then. It's like even just going on vacation for the weekend. We had to schedule the vet or the kennel, drop them off, pick them up, pay the bill.
Justin, you won't be long before you got some gray coming in. It's coming, buddy. That's just knowledge right there. Yeah, they keep the mice away.
We got enough outside cats in the neighborhood.
Yeah, we got 2 across the street that stays over here that don't stay at home. And then we got 2 dogs that belong across the street that don't stay at home.
And there's nothing like going out on the porch and a cat taking off and giving you a heart attack.
Yeah. I had a dog one time, man. He was the sweetest thing you ever meet in your life. As long as I was out there. But if I wasn't out there, wouldn't nobody else step foot in the yard because he'd eat your leg off. I got home from work one time. It was late. It's like 12 o'clock. So I got to go ahead and feed him, give him some water. Well, I didn't turn the back light on. And I stuck around the corner of the house. And that joker liked to eat me up. My own dog liked to eat me up. I said, "Whoa, boy."
Turn the light on, or at least call the dog before you come around the corner.
Yeah. I said, next time I'll make sure I turn the light back on. I said, whoa. That joker like to eat my leg off. I took off on vacation one time to Tennessee and had a buddy of mine. He was standing there at the house. And I told him, I said, now, when you leave every day to go to work, make sure you tie the dog up to the door. Okay. Well, when he did, he tied the dog, make sure he was around the door. And I said, the front door, I said, make sure you lock the top lock. Well, he did. And then I get a phone call from the city. My buddy used to be the dog catcher.
Uh-oh.
And he told me he was out a couple of days at work, and they had this other guy working. He said, I think they picked your dog up. I said, my dog? I said, how come they get my dog? And I said, no. I said, my dog up behind the house. I said, my buddy's feeding him every day while I'm gone. He said, no. He said, the police been at your house and everything. I said, what? And I told him, I said, send me a picture of my dog. So he went over and opened up the cage and walked in, and my dog was in the dog pound. These mugs called the dog pound on my dog and had my dog picked up and then broke in my house and stole a bunch of stuff and stole a bunch of my tools out my shop. And then the neighbor seen flashlights out there and called the police. And when the police got there, the idiots run off. So I wound up my dog in the dog pound. I had to pay to get my dog out of the dog pound. And then I got home and realized my whole house been ransacked. All a bunch of my stuff missing. I was mad as a hornet.
I bet.
Oh, I was mad as a hornet. I told my dog, I said, it's pretty bad. I left and had to bond you out of jail.
Who's the Blad guy? I'm One-Eyed Cat. I'm a regular here on Otto's Live.
That's my brother from another mother.
Yeah, I seen you come on first thing earlier. It's like, oh, he's going to be calling me. Where's Don? Where's that One-Eyed Cat?
Yeah, I figured, well, Barrows wasn't here. He's in California and he wasn't going on. I thought, was over there at Bucks, and then I thought, well, I got to run town, get me something to drink, and I got to get me some cigarettes. And I said, when I get back, I'm going to go on live for a little while. And
yeah, Buck was on for a couple hours, and he was about whipped.
yeah.
I figured somebody was going to go on live tonight.
I said, well, I'll go on live. And I didn't think that Cousin Mike was on live either. I wasn't even thinking to look. But
He could be on 3 days a week.
yeah, yeah. I got to fix my computer.
Junkyard D.
Junkyard D is in the house. Justin, if you ain't subbed to Junkyard D, head over there and give Junkyard D a sub. I'm gonna have to somehow figure out how to get him 500 subs. Oh, he don't need but 300 and something. Let's see. Go to channel. We gotta get him to No Name National. That's what we gotta get him to.
Yeah, he needs 341.
Yeah. That joker's hilarious.
Oh, so Buff Del Campo did register for the No Name.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder why he waited this long to register.
I don't know. I don't know why he didn't have a channel before. Saying if he'd have got one back when he was hanging out with Uncle Tony, he'd have 5,000.
Yeah. But he still can make it. Everyone on that list can make it if they just buckle down and do it.
Well, he picked up 10 cents yesterday, so.
Right.
Because I went over saying on John's live, Kim was saying about registering him. And I went over and I was his 10th subscriber, so he's got 20 now.
Yeah, I subbed to him tonight when, was it last night, John's live? I think it was last night. John said that he registered. I think it was John. Yeah, all of them can make it if they just buckle down and I know. I think it's a little harder this year because YouTube has changed a lot of stuff this year than they did last year. But I believe there ain't no doubt in my mind they can make it.
Right. And he's a smart man. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Hey, there's a lot of talent right here in this group. There's a lot of talent. Junkyard D's had 159. A couple months ago, he went with like 20 something.
And just put out that content.
Yeah, and it's I even messed around different things on here by posting videos at a certain time in the evening and posting them every day. Believe it or not, I've gained a lot of subscribers doing it that way than any other way of posting them. I even went as far as posting a video this day, waiting a couple of days and posting a video and posting a video. You might get 1 or 2 subs off of it. You post every day, and your videos are out there every day.
Yeah.
As soon as YouTube picks one of your videos up, the next one you come out, they'll automatically pick it up because it's consistent. It's very consistent.
Yeah, after I got my 500, I kind of got away from the YouTube because I wasn't devoted to it like I was before I got my 500.
Right.
Okay, I was down there at the Jamboree today. I took a bunch of video for shorts.
Right.
And saying I put up 2 videos. I put up one down there and it didn't really do anything. You know, noon on Saturday, I don't know if there's not a lot of YouTube traffic or what, and I put one up when I got home and saying I got 1,500 views and 7 subs off of that video about a remote control car.
Yeah. I like the long format videos.
Mm-hmm.
I do the shorts because especially the lower channels just starting out the channels and you can actually watch them grow.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like versus watching some of these mega channels.
Yeah. Saying these new channels, you go back and you realize how bad they really sucked at the start of it, how much they've improved. And
right.
Some people are natural. Some people got to work at it. It's like me. I kind of sort of suck at videos, but
yeah,
still, content's content.
Yeah, I like the long form videos, but I do the shorts.
Yeah, and the shorts tend to make everybody's attention span get too short. You know, you get stuck watching shorts, and then it's like, oh, 7-minute video. I ain't gonna sit here for that long. You know,
and the majority of the YouTubers on YouTube, speaking for myself, I think they should have come out with a poll and asked all of us what we thought about doing the shorts. I guarantee you the long format would have won that poll versus doing the shorts, but they was trying to keep up with TikTok.
I don't even know if the batteries are still good in that thing anymore, Wendy.
Yeah, I like the long form video. And Junkyard D has got some good videos, especially the first video where he's got his grandma in the car. That was hilarious. And that video right there should have brought in 1 million views.
Yeah, videos like that usually do get good views.
Yeah. But see, if he'd had 50,000 subscribers, that video would have, the minute he put it on there, that video would have took off straight to the moon. It went straight to the moon. But he's got some good views on them. They get good views on his videos. See me. Junkyard Day this day. I was just looking at him the other day. You can go back and look at some of his videos. Man, bringing in the views. And that one he done with the drag strip, it's 1.5K views on it. That was 3 months ago. That was one of his best ones, I think. Junkyard D, how many watch hours you got now? All I like is about 1,200 watch hours.
That's one thing I'll never have is watch hours.
I don't know. Can't say never.
Well, true.
I'm like Barrows. If you're going to do it and they're going to monetize and pay me, might as well get paid for what I enjoy doing. And I'm going to make a penny off of it.
All right. If I come on your lives, I want 40%.
Oh, we're gonna make a video at No Names. It's gonna take off, Don. Hollywood's gonna be calling us to film the new Three Stooges movie.
Yeah, we got two of them right here.
Oh. Well, we'll get a hold of LP to be the third man of the Stooges. Us three, we'd be on the way to Hollywood.
Yeah.
We'll say bye-bye, you two. Oh. We'll be back in a couple months when we get through filming.
Yeah.
Oh.
Budget of $12 million, you know.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm going to need a stunt double.
Yeah. We don't like to hit on each other.
Right?
Oh.
Tell Lars to bring his goggles.
Yeah. Oh. Oh man.
Well, we got talking about that remote
Here's
control
the new batteries.
remote control car at the fair today. Wendy's like, "Well, you got that one upstairs, so
No, it was in the toy room.
here's a controller for it.
Oh my God.
Bring it around here." I used to take this to Pocono when we went to work.
That looks like a suitcase. Oh yeah.
And it mocked it up like Rusty Wallace.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a big old thing.
I made a trailer for it that would pull a 6-pack.
Oh man.
That's
These are
been,
brand new batteries.
that's been years.
Can you still buy batteries for them things?
Well, actually,
These are the
a
batteries.
year or two ago, my son found some on eBay.
Ah.
I don't know if the charge. Do we still got the charger?
Ah.
Ooh. That ain't good. Still got batteries in the.
They're not rusted.
Good. Because say the controller still has batteries in it from years ago.
And it takes batteries here too.
I know. At least none of them corroded, so we got lucky there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know what happened to the trailer though.
I have no clue.
Yeah, I ended up took a piece of plexiglass and used the truck off of a skateboard. It was a little top heavy, so you couldn't turn a corner real fast. But it would pull a 6-pack. It had a little Miller Lite cooler that we put Velcro on, so it would attach to
Stay
the.
on the bottom of it.
Yeah. Boy, that goes way back.
Yep.
Man, that took me about 2 weeks to paint this thing.
I got you that when we lived up at on
lived up-
Cottage Ave
was on
before
Cottage Ave.
'96.
I was back in the
I
mid
got you that
90s.
at Radio Shack for your for Christmas one year.
Radio Shack. That's where she
Sometime-
got it.
Sometime in
Can I have
97,
the car back? Look,
Nice.
actually, look.
96, 97. Me and my brother brought 2 remote control cars.
Still got the box that came in.
Styrofoam.
See? That styrofoam is old.
30 years old.
We
Yeah,
lived
me
at
and
the old house '96, and I got that way before that.
Yeah.
my little brother brought some of them that took the gasoline control
Little
cars.
Cox. Yep.
And them jokers fly, buddy. We had the police called on us. It was funny. He sit out there and grabbed the controller and was out there playing with the cars with us. And he said, that old lady lives in that house over there. She'll call the police on anything. I said, yeah, this is the first for me to get police called on from out here playing with a remote control car.
Some people just aren't happy.
Yeah.
There's the charger.
Oh,
They
God.
came with the batteries.
I can see it now. I'm going to be getting this remote control car back together.
Good batteries.
Well, I know you're good at that.
I ain't getting them at the store. I ain't buying them crappy batteries at the Dollar Tree.
Now, we brought some for that camera we got. Man, we filmed one clip, probably less than 3 minutes long, and the batteries were dead.
Yeah, Dollar Tree batteries are garbage.
All of them garbage now. And that was the Duracell we used in it. I was like, oh. Then we just started using our phone and taking pictures with the camera because it
Use that Radio Shack on the back.
That's it.
would last. Y'all still got a Radio Shack up there?
No,
Nope.
that's
We got
where
one.
that's where we got this car from.
Yeah, it has it on the back of it.
Yeah, we got one right down the road that's still open.
That's kind
Yep.
of close.
Yep, Radio Shack.
I was trying to look at the date on it.
Uh-oh. Mohawk said he's bringing his RC to Saxton. We might have an RC race.
There you go.
Take it down the track. Right down the track.
We might have to do a 60-foot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of these RC cars nowadays, they're screamers.
They are.
Use gas. Only batteries.
Yeah.
John did have one till he said that fire burnt his unless he done bought him another one. That'd be fun. That'd be funny to see them things go down that track.
Yeah, a couple fresh wheels and
Yeah. I actually could take my camera and film that little race with them RC cars, and people would probably think they was real cars.
you'd have to get down on your belly and record from the
Yep.
pit.
Yep.
Don't matter where you go. Let's do a burnout competition.
No. I put slicks on it.
Don, I know how we can do this.
Duct tape around them tight.
Don, when we get to Saxton, remind me. I know how we need to film this. Bring your car and let Mohawk bring his. And we're going to make 3 videos, and all 3 of them get a million views on each one of them. Remind me how to do it.
All right. Now I got to get, that's 2 cars I got to get ready.
Well, they will be ready once I get breaks.
When we leave Saxton, we got all 3 be monetized off that one video.
Yeah, I can see RC cars
Tell him you
being.
need his address so you can send him stickers. That he can get him at Sison.
Okay.
Yeah, BRG says bringing Linda up there to No Name Nationals for the burnout competition.
Good. So if we bring his home, or he might crash into the barriers.
Yeah, he don't know. If he's bringing Linda, he don't know he's going to take me down that track one time.
See, they don't make wholesome fun toys anymore.
No,
You get a remote control car, hundreds of dollars, and
right. You had a boat one time, remote control boat. And that was fun to watch that boat go on the water. That was real fun. I think we're the last generation to have toys and play.
yeah. So I missed the balsa wood airplanes,
Yeah.
the little rubber band.
Yeah, we're the last generation that took our bicycles and made ramps and jumped our bicycles and fell and busted our head and our elbows.
Yeah, I got a scar on the inside of my thigh from a bicycle wreck. Ramping one.
If I get really mad, I got a spot right here. There on top of my forehead, about this big, where I fell off a bicycle and I pedaling real fast going down a big old hill. And I fell over the handlebars and my face hit the pavement. And I slid about halfway down that hill. I walked all the way home with blood coming down my face. It was funny. It didn't feel too good about 20 minutes later.
Yeah, kids nowadays doesn't know what a scrape elbows and knees really are.
No.
No prep.
Yeah, there's all kind of stuff. It's one I'm still alive today.
It's like seeing how far you can go down the dirt hill with no hands.
Yeah. We used to jump off a cliff that's no joke. It's probably about, I say, 40, 50, 60 feet down. And when you tie the rope around the tree at the top of that thing and jump off of it with that rope to get down to the bottom of it, it's the one we ain't dead or in wheelchairs. Much crap we done. Oh, the 500 man.
Yeah, Dakota, congratulations on your 5. Yeah, when I first got on here, it's like, oh, I'll go on here for about 20 minutes, now an hour and a half later.
Yeah. Oh.
Drinking water from the hose. Everybody drank water
Yeah.
from the hose. And
There's a country song, and I can't remember. I had to look it. Look it up. It's that's one of my favorite songs. Drinking from a garden hose.
I know which one you're talking about. I can't think of it either.
He was on America's Most Talented or something like that. Bucky. Yeah, Bucky. What was his last name? Oh, man, I forget now.
That's back in the day. You didn't come home until the street lights come on,
Yeah,
and then you better be home.
Covington. Bucky Covington.
Yeah, I know I'm going to sleep good tonight.
A Different World. That's it. That's the name of it. A Different World. Man, I slept good last night. That's the first night I've slept good in a long time.
Dan didn't have any street lights.
Then we didn't either until the mid '80s when my dad and them built our house, and then we got street lights, and then we didn't want to go to sleep because the street light was in our bedroom window. We thought it was daylight outside.
So we only had one street light, and it was weird because it didn't matter which house we was at, you know, from here to the neighbors or, you know, which way we went, we could always see the street light from their house. So
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Bear Rose.
Look at that, Barrow's in the house.
Yeah, it's only 9:30 out there, so or 10 o'clock where he's
Well, he's
at.
in California, so he's probably going to be an hour past their time. I think I don't know.
Well, it's
Barrow's,
almost 1 o'clock here, so it'll be 10 o'clock there.
yeah.
Still early. The older you get, the less sleep you need. It doesn't mean you don't want it.
There's actually there was 5 of us at the house all the time, and 5 boys. Can you imagine what us 5 boys got into when we was growing
Everything.
up?
Everything.
My little brother liked to fight all the time. He'd go to the neighbor's house, get in a fight with a neighbor, and then the neighbor would call his cousin lived down the road, and he'd come up there, and then my little brother would come back and get us, and we'd go down there and look like a bunch of idiots out there fighting one another, and then the police come, and then we all scatter, and then the police laugh about it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we used to have all kind of stuff growing up. My neighbor had plum trees and apple trees, and we'd go over there when we first moved there. When the house got built, we first moved there. That first spring come along, and all them trees was blooming nice and everything. And by the time summertime come around, they had the big old juicy plums on there. We took off up there to get us the plums off that tree. That old man come around the corner of that house and put his hand on her shoulder.
What are you boys doing?
He said, "What y'all doing up?" He said, "We're getting us a plum." He says, "I'm gonna tell you, if you want to get a plum, make sure you wash it because I got poison on it." I said, "Well, I won't be coming back to get no plums."
Right?
Oh, it was funny. Man, me and that man. After that, we we sit on the front porch about every night, and it was probably 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night before I get home. And we sit on. I learned a lot about life on his front porch. He used to cut hair for a living, and if you're a barber, you hear every story about what goes on around town.
Yeah. Yeah, and he knew which ones he could tell again, and knew which ones not to keep secret. It's like a bartender.
Yeah.
Well, barbers might as well be a therapist.
Yeah.
Right next to a bartender.
Yeah, my brother I had a little Toyota. I sold it to my sister, and then she drove for a little while, and then she sold it to our little brother, and he said an idiot pulled out in front of him at the red light, and he went to swerve without hitting the guy. And he went through our neighbor's barber shop, and he when he realized it was my little brother, he said, "You should have told me you didn't have to have a drive-in barber shop. You should have just came on in. I'd have gave you a haircut."
Right.
He said after that, he said he was the first one to have a drive-through barber shop.
Saying Wendy's comment up there. I remember that. She rode her bike to the bank, and her brother took the tube out. Or he took the ring out of the rubber that holds it on the bead.
Oh.
Ended up the rubber come off the rim and got tangled up.
Oh.
She did an end over right in front of it. It was in front of the funeral house, and they had a funeral going on.
Oh, that would have been bad.
I'd like to have had that on video.
Yeah. Burroughs, what are you doing out there in California?
Oh, rhubarb will make you pucker.
Have you ever ate a persimmon?
No.
When we moved into the house, behind the house, they had whoever owned the land before. When they cleared the land off to build the house, they didn't bulldoze a persimmon tree down. Well, we didn't know what a persimmon tree was. All we know that it had fruit on the tree. So we go out there and we started plucking that stuff off that tree. My dad was out there working on a lawnmower. He'd come around the corner of the house and he knew what we were doing. My dad would always sneak up behind us and scare us, And I grabbed by that persimmon off that persimmon tree. My dad started laughing. He said, "I was going to tell you not to bite that thing."
He let you find out the way you're supposed to.
He was laughing so hard. Oh, it was funny.
He probably did the same thing when he was a kid. That's how he found out.
Yep. He used to catch us. It used to catch us at night after we go to sleep. And then we'll try to go to sleep. After we go to bed, he knew we had the window open. And he used to come in outside and go around by the window. He used to take sticks and scrub the window inside the house and make groaning noises. Oh.
No wonder you couldn't sleep.
Man, there's a lot of nights we didn't go to sleep till daylight. Oh, he'd get you.
Yeah, saying rhubarb was the original Sour Patch Kid.
We felt like a Sour Patch after eating that persimmon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, I got a grapevine out here by the garage at it came back. It's been dead for 5 years now, and it started growing again this year.
Ah,
Grandkids like go out there. Grapes are only about this big right now.
yeah, and they sour.
Yep.
I've been on that rodeo there too.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine used to run a produce stand. He had a bunch of musky down vines, and he'd let me know when they get it right ready to pick. And he'd call me. He'd tell me, "Now come down here and get you a bag of them before we bag them up and sell them." I'd go down there and pick me a big old bag full of them things, and I'd eat all them things. And boy, next couple of days I'd pay for it. My stomach be killing me, but they sure was good.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Guanabana.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, that's new to me. Did you ever throw apples as a kid, Otto, when you were a kid?
Throw apples.
On a stick?
Oh yeah, man.
You cut a stick and you... Man, you can send those things.
We threw apples. We threw anything we could get our hands on. We used to take tennis balls. This is no joke. We lived probably 2 blocks away from the Winn-Dixie grocery store. We used to take tennis balls and hit them, and they'd go down the parking lot and hit the cars, and you could hear them hit the top of the car because some of them alarms go off.
Yeah, I believe that.
We used to do some crazy crap. Anything that we can make, anything that we could throw, pick up and throw, yeah, we throwed it. We throwed it. One time, my mom and them was gone. They was gone all day long, and we got out there in the backyard, and we dug a big old hole out in the backyard, about knee deep. And my mom and them come back, and she's going around the back of the house because she had a clothesline back there. But we moved her clothesline to the side yard. She like to fell in that hole. We like to cut our asses tore up.
I bet you did.
Oh, it was funny. Oh, it was so funny. We used to go, me and my mom used to go to the store. That's when we was in good mood. We used to go to the store. She'd go in the store, and then I'd be getting out of the car, put the gas in, and I'd sling the door open at the store. And everybody knowed everybody back then, you know. And some of the people that was working at the store didn't know us. And I sling the door open at the store, and I'd say, "Hey, woman, you gotta hurry up, you slow." And people be looking at us funny. She'd come back with a smart little remark, you know, and I just about ready to die out laughing. And then people was like, "Is that your mama?" I said, "Yeah, it's my mama." She said, "Why you talk to your mama like that?" And I just about ready to die out laughing. I was like, oh, it was funny. People be looking at you funny. Oh, it was so funny.
Yep.
And we do some crazy crap. Let me tell you.
Can you still get carbide for carbide cannons nowadays?
Not sure.
That used to be a ton of fun back in the day, making them homemade carbide cannons.
Yep.
And we used to duct tape soup cans together.
We used to come Halloween. We used to go around rolling people's yards with toilet paper. We'd work every day after school. We'd save our money. The neighbors' kids would save their money from their allowance and stuff. Then we'd go buy toilet paper, and then we'd go roll.
Decorate the trees.
Yeah, we'd go roll use the toilet paper, go roll people's yards.
Yeah, people can't take a joke like that nowadays.
Oh. We rode Mama's yard one time. But by the time we got home, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning. We had to sneak through the back through the window because we know we wasn't gonna go through that front door.
Right.
But we got it made nice. Back to 6 o'clock in the morning. You was getting out of that bed, go out there and picking up the toilet paper. Oh man, it was so funny.
So Lynn, those carbide cannons that looked like little white crystals, but when you mixed it with water, it put off a flammable gas.
Yeah, the smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to tape cans together and we'd poke a hole in the bottom and we'd get the carbide going, but we'd light it with a firecracker.
We used to take them M80s and stick them in our neighbor's tailpipe of his work truck and light that thing and throw it in his tailpipe and then run off. And when that thing shot, it sounded like a cannon going off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that. That was funny. And he had a loud. I'm talking. His truck was real loud. We used to take an apple down there and stick in his tailpipe, and then he couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, and then he'd drive his wife's car to work. The next morning he'd be out there trying to crank the truck, getting that apple come out of that tailpipe.
Yeah.
It sounded like a shotgun going off.
Yeah, potatoes work good too. So a potato, you could just use the pipe to cut it.
His boys says, he said they remember that time because that's the mornings they got to sleep late. Because they'd go out there at 5 o'clock and crank that thing up to go to work. Then years later, when I told him that the mornings that he didn't crank his truck was because of the apple was in his off pipe, he said there was the mornings they got to sleep late.
How do you know this stuff, first responder?
I'm telling you, he's a doctor.
Oh. All right. Well, I believe that. We got fireworks here.
Oh, he's talking about the balloon.
One plus one equals tree.
In my childhood, that 1 plus 1 plus 1 and it equals the police come, you better run. Because we done something. Oh.
I thought it was 4 hours.
Oh. And we used to throw water balloons. It was hilarious. We had a good childhood coming up. Especially when we get a little older.
So I'm saying these last couple generations,
They don't know nothing. They're a bunch of pansies.
well, we had to make our own fun back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, I fell out of bed a couple of times. I wish I had first responders' brain. They're right there, smart.
Not as bright as a burned out light bulb. Well, they got LEDs nowadays, so
Yeah. Oh, then we got our driver. Then started getting driver's license, and that was a whole new world. Then
yep.
that was a whole new world. That's when we broke curfew, and we know if you didn't get home before 12 o'clock, don't show up at 12:01. You
No.
might as well just go somewhere else.
Yep. Saying when it was time to be home, doors were locked.
Yep. Yeah, me either. Yeah, I started driving when I was about 11. Brother-in-law got drunk one time, and I had to drive home. And I took the back roads, and I was driving his little car. Swore I didn't get in trouble. Back then, different then it was now.
Yeah.
They wouldn't ask you for a driver's license. They just ask you how old you are.
I remember my driver's ed teacher, man. He had balls of steel. teaching all the high schoolers how to drive first time,
There is no way that I could do that right there. I know my brother, he retired from teaching a couple years back. He tried to get me to go drive a school bus, and I'd tell him. He said, "Why?" I said, "You'll have me on the 6 o'clock news where I kill all the kids on the school bus." I said, "There won't be no bus left."
Did you need driver's license for dinosaurs? Even then, we did.
Yep.
Remember my oldest son when he turned 6. Back when we were young, when you turned 15, it was like, oh, permit, get your licenses and that. But when our oldest son, he didn't. I don't think he drove till he was like 18. He wasn't in a hurry to get his license.
I didn't get my license till I was 18, but I drove before I was 18.
Yeah.
But I didn't get my license till after I was 18.
Well, back in the day, everybody drove on the farm anyway.
I think my mom wouldn't let me get my license till after I moved out of the house. Well, my dad, we snuck up to the driver's ed thing, and he was he knowed the drivers, one of the drivers ed up there that done the test, and the county commissioner real good. And then we get up there, and the guy that he knew wasn't there, was a new guy there. Well, the county commissioner goes right there and tells him, "Look, just give him his driver's license. We're not going to take no test." And that's how I got my driver's license. So I didn't even actually take a test. He just gave me my license. That's good for me. But
And remember, once we got our license, there's lots of times we'd take mom's car and we drive into town, to practice.
Right.
But once we got our license, it was like, if you want to drive, get your own car.
When I first got my license and started driving, my dad brought a brand new truck, and by that time I was working at an ice cream place, and I was actually making good money. And I told him, I said, if you're gonna trade your truck in and get you a new truck, I said, I'll pay you insurance. And he said, okay. I said, then on the other hand, you're gonna co-sign me to buy me a truck. He said, okay, we'll do that. Just don't let your mama know about it. I said, okay. So that's what we did. Well, since I was paying for his insurance, I had to be on his insurance that I could drive his truck.
Right.
Well, out of all the 5 boys, I was the only one allowed to drive his new truck, and they couldn't figure it out. And my mom didn't even know it until a couple of years ago when the subject came up about how come I got to drive the truck and the rest of them couldn't drive it.
Because you were the favorite.
Yeah. And my mom says, well, I never understood that either. I said, that's because I paid for the insurance. And I had had an insurance paper I had and a tag receipt off the truck. And I showed it to her, and she realized then that's the reason why I was able to drive the new truck. All them years, they couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, but then again, how many secrets do you think you knew that she knew about?
Yeah.
The old little birdie told me?
Yeah. Yeah, I was the only one that they co-signed with to get a car. Well, he did. My dad did. They wouldn't co-sign with nobody else. None of the rest of them. I was like, yeah, buddy. My insurance, when I went and got me a truck, bought me a truck, this is no joke. My insurance was $300 a month, and my truck payment was like $86 a month. I told that insurance lady, I said, was a cousin. I told her, I said, well, I'll just leave it parked in the yard and I'll pay the truck off and then I'll get insurance on it. I got to drive all his cars. My first car was a 76 Mustang II, but I had to surrender it because it wound up being stolen after I bought it. But my first car I got to drive after my driver's license was a 66 Fairlane. It was my dad's. That's what I got to drive. I drove it for about 2 years, I think. Saved my money up and brought me a Mustang.
Night, FRG.
Good night, first responder. But then the rest of them, when I got a spare lane and put a motor in it, driving it, then the rest of them wanted it. And then we went down to the courthouse and had it put over in my name. And then when he died, they couldn't figure out how come I got the Fairlane that was in my name.
What year was that Fairlane?
66.
Yeah, my brother had a 69 Fairlane growing up.
Yeah. And they was mad as a hornet when they found out that my dad signed it over to me about 2 years before he died. And they was mad as a hornet.
Yeah, I almost wish he still had that Fairlane. That was in pretty decent shape, but that was back in the early 80s, 80, 81, 82, something like that.
Well, this car here took me from the time I started school to the time I left. And he drove it to school, dropped us off, picked us up every day. And so it was like a sentimental value more than anything. It wasn't just a car, it was sentimental value. And I messed around and sold it, and I wished I never would have sold it. But the boy didn't get it cheap. The boy paid for it.
Right.
He paid the sentimental value. And I didn't think he was going to pay for it, but he did. He paid for it.
Yeah, that Fairlane of my brother's, that was a good one until he did a little Dukes of Hazzard over the railroad tracks one time. The A-frame collapsed. The bumper was on the ground. Couldn't pull it off the road because it was a slip, and it was the driver's side that collapsed. So the rear was off the ground. We had 4 people sitting on the fender just to get enough to get it off the road.
I brought me one of them. What was that? 25th anniversary Thunderbirds one time with the V8 in it. They had all the options. It happened on July 4th weekend, and every July 4th, all the shops closed down the whole week. That wasn't July 4th. It was sometime when Talladega had their race in July, the end of July, because they had Talladega race. I took that car. I hit the railroad track running about 100 miles an hour. And when I landed, the all wheels were like this right here. And I was like, I'm stuck. I'm in the middle of the road. So I get out of the car and I run up to my cousin's house. I said, hey, bring a chain. Let's drag this thing off the road before the police gets here. Get out there. He said, I can't get out there. He said, there ain't no way we can move that. You're going to have to get a record. But by the time I got out there, the state trooper was there. He said, what was you doing? I said, well, I hit them railroad tracks and I landed in it. This is what it does. He said,
hit him just a little fast.
Yeah, he said, you had to be going fast. I said, I'm about 50 miles an hour. He said, no. He said, you hit them tracks hard. Called to get a record, come out there. I couldn't even find a record because all the record drivers were at Talladega Speedway at the racetrack. Right. So I had to go to my buddy's place and get his little car hauler, come back and get my car off the side of the road. Oh, it was so funny. I said, I'll never do that again.
At least not with that car. That's back in the day. You just junk it and get something else.
Yeah. Oh, that's what happened to it. It wound up in the junk pile. Man, I wore the whole frame was all warped. Oh, that's not bad. It ain't bad at all.
Yeah, I got the 2 Valiants, I got historic plates on them, so I got or antique. And if I drop the insurance, they're going to want them back. Even though they're lifetime, if I drop insurance, then they're going to want them back. So I got to keep insurance on them.
Right. That's not bad. I think we pay $120-something for coverage. I think on the Escape. I'm not sure. It's high down here. Oh, I thought asking why how come I don't have no content. Told JB, he was talking about it was raining so much he couldn't get outside and make no videos. I told JB we need to get some duck feet.
There you go.
Much rain we've had. I think we need some duck feet. Because you walk out there, you're going to get muddy.
That would make a hell of a video.
Yeah, that'd be funny right there.
Have boots made look like duck feet.
Yeah, that would be funny. That would be so funny.
Knowing Wendy, she's probably looking up on eBay for duck feet.
Oh man.
All right, I'm going to be getting off here pretty quick here, Otto.
Yeah, me too. It's 3 hours and 30 minutes. Woo.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
I was going to come on here and give you about a half hour, and look at us now.
You
It's
can't
usually what happens. I even told myself that. It's like, I'm only going to stay for a half hour.
It's just good company.
Yeah, Saturday night.
Yeah.
Any night, just a bullshit session.
Kind of missed O'Barrows tonight, though. It's like the normal ain't normal no more.
Yeah, it's saying we're on the downside of daylight now. Days are starting to get shorter already.
Oh yeah.
So we're down to what, 72 days now, 71 days.
Yeah, you're -4 from that, so I've got to.
Got travel time in there.
Yeah.
So I got to go out here and get on these floors.
I'm over here sweating about it.
I've seen you fluffing over there.
Yeah.
See, when it starts getting warm, I just turn the air conditioner back on for a few minutes. She makes it nice. It blows right across the back of the chair and hits the top of the head.
Oh, yeah. Barrows was on here earlier.
Hey, he didn't stay long. Didn't dress up like the Gordon's fisherman.
It was probably on his phone. It's really hard to type on that phone in the little chat box because you can't hardly really see it when you type it. That's really why when I'm on the phone, I say I can't tag nobody because it's hard to type everybody's name in this little box down here on the phone.
He's too old.
I think we all done got old.
Older, not old.
We're just good. That's all it is done to it. We just good. We ain't old. We just good. Well, I'm gonna get off here. One-Eyed Cat, I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, man.
He's gonna go smoke me a smoky.
And what do we got going on tomorrow night? Who does Sundays? Anybody?
Ari does it after
Tony. That's not till 10 o'clock.
So I might actually go back live tomorrow evening. Probably around about 3 or 4, probably.
All right. We're supposed to have a bunch of weather come through tomorrow.
Yeah, we do too. More rain.
Yeah, I got warnings on my phone about flash flood warnings for tomorrow already. So
yeah. But I'll text you and I'll let you know what time I'm going on. Or I'll call you before I go on and let you know. I haven't been on it so long I can't figure out how to cut this thing off.
just pull the
plug. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Appreciate y'all coming out.
All right. See you later. Night, everybody.
All right, One-Eyed Cat. We'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
Yeah, bud.